And welcome back into the channel. This is Chapter 4, Sobor, So Good. As you may or may not recall, just made it up on top of Prison Island. Cleared out a bunch of infected, and the server restarted on me. And that's where I called it for that chapter. Well, we're back, and I'm not too sure if it is dusk or dawn. We'll see here in a few minutes after I clear up these barracks. I'm not going to spend much time here. Like I said, I'm in base hunting mode, and I don't plan on living on the island. Oh, okay, it's morning. Sweet. The main reasons why I don't want to live here in Prison Island, well, naturally, it is a point of interest anyway. People are drawn to it. With the added amenities here on the island, it's a no-brainer. Lots of people are going to be frequenting this island. I don't need that kind of traffic. And there's only 2 roads in. They run parallel to each other, and it's just not a bottleneck I care to deal with. They say the least conspicuous is the most conspicuous. Well, not always, my friend. Pick and choose. Like my bridge base, for example, where I left my stash. It's a wooden bridge. Who would think to look underneath it? Especially if you're driving. Yeah, maybe someone that's just out to explore nature and foraging for mushroom, they might come across it. But if you keep it simple, stupid, don't hoard loot, keep the lag down to a minimum, people should sail right by without even feeling it. So I think I'll probably endeavor to do something similar to that. Not necessarily a bridge base, but something small, and so conspicuous, it's inconspicuous. Like maybe one of the 1,000 apartments spread across Cherno. Okay, back on mainland. Gonna continue to push up the coast back to Cherno. But first, we'll have to get through Komarovo and Balato. Not much to look forward to in each town. They are coastal, but they are littered with infected and quite overgrown. It's going to be difficult to see them. And I'm still holding on to this USG-45. I might as well save my ammo for the M4, for Bear, or other player. And much like any other town, my only point of interest would be the PD, a market if there's one, and the water well, and maybe a medical center. And the only thing that I hope to pull out of here is maybe a box of ammo. Or two for this USG 45. Or my sidearm, the CR. And I see quite a few infected milling about. Let's see how good a shape my knees are in. Oof. That smarts. This town is absolutely crawling with infected. I think my best bet is just to lay prone up here on this roof and have some target practice and clean them all out. This is more an exercise in patience than it is in target practice. It's a vile sketchy. I absolutely hate those sketchies. They just will not stand still. She knows I'm here somewhere, just not quite where. Now, surely to God, that's all of them around this area. I need to get off this roof. Rigor mortis is starting to set in. And I mean me, not the infected. I'll always make room for a cold beer. There we go.
Listen here, copper, you won't take me alive, see? You won't do it. I won't go. I'd rather die.
Oh, sorry about that. Sometimes my internal dialogue gets out. Things you gotta do to keep yourself sane. You know, these towns left to overgrow kinda have a charm to them. I like them. Gives them a very country feel. Jam and lamb a ding dong. If we only had a loaf of bread and some peanut butter, I'd be a happy man. Oh, now I'm hungry. You know what I could actually go for right now? A fried peanut butter and banana sandwich. Elvis Presley's favorite. Undoubtedly died eating a couple on the shitter. May God have mercy on his soul. Hey, more presents. I guess what we can do is start rewrapping the stuff that we don't need. There is a box of 9x19. It's exactly what I need for the CR, my sidearm. We'll take that. More canopy tent shenanigans. And this is what happens. Ass hattery. Oh well. At least they didn't glitch it into the building. I can deploy it, or undeploy it, and free up that door. More nails. No shortage of them. Well, this is the last building in Komarovo, or the first, depending on your perspective. Next stop, Balota. And much like this town, I don't expect to find very much. There's a water well there, and that's pretty much it. Plenty of houses to loot, and infected to fight. The docks of Balota used to be home to a faction Kilimati. I'm not sure if they've moved on, or if they've remained there. Either way, you'll have to be careful. I expect booby traps. And, again, it is a gateway town into the military field Balota, where we found that custom airplane base. Basically, I'm just closing the loop on a very large concentric circle. If I'd alter my eastern course on a 90 degrees north, I'd hit the general, pretty much. I'm right underneath him now. Excellent. I get a free improvised suppressor and some lunch, all in one shot. I'm starting to get heavy on cargo. I'll have to eat this spaghetti where I stand. And make this suppressor. See if we don't have room for it. Things are getting tight. And I'm more than confident that I'm carrying way more than I actually need. Just haven't bothered to sit down for a few minutes and go through my inventory. I think we should do that pretty soon. Thin the herd, as it were. Once I run out of ammo for this USG-45, I'll be binning it. Keep the suppressor from my sidearm. Okay, all topped up. Time to move on. Gonna head back into the Balota airfield and then on into Cherno. Once we're there, we'll hit 90 degrees and head north. Sharpening stone. Well, that shed's keeping it real. Good job. I need to cross this intersection, and it looks pretty congested. Must be a happy hour at the old pub. Few of them here. Whoa, thought that was the CR550 Savannah for a moment. I was going to pull the magazine, but it's just a CR527. We'll leave it there. Now, normally I wouldn't do this and I may regret it, but I'm going to swap out my jackets. I'm giving up a little bit of inventory space and insulation for that matter. But I'm finding with this ghillie hood on, and now especially with the ski mask, I'm getting overheated. There's a chance that I might get too cold throughout the night. We'll have to wait and see. But I don't mind this jacket at all, so we're going to wear it. Not to mention, I just like the way that the hiking jacket closes around the throat. Less skin is exposed. And that's a rookie move that almost cost me my inventory. I got undressed too close to that wall. Oh, honey, honey. Do 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 do. You are my candy girl. Yeah, I know, it's not honey, honey, it's sugar, sugar. But either way, potato, potato, remember? Be that as it may, I'm standing out in the front yard, looking like a local, eating my jar of honey. Well, my belly's full. If I eat any more, I'm going to be throwing up honey all over the damn street. No room to take it. Well, we'll just leave it in the ground. That house up ahead, that's where on my journey to the base, I veered off up the dirt road to go see the general. This completes the circle. Now that right there is something that I should be making room for automatically. Leather repair kit. But I don't. I'm probably going to regret that. And that right there to my right is the Bellotto airfield. And it does look like someone has moved into that airplane base. I have to take out my scope and take a look. Confirmed. A little bit of construction. I wonder if anyone's home. I'm not going over there, but I'm still curious, nonetheless. Just inch my way up this berm and take a little peek-see. If I can't see anything from this angle, we'll try another. Interesting. Well, good luck to that survivor. They're gonna need it. I think I'll do a wide flank around, get back into the suburbs of Chernow, climb one of those sky rises, and see if we can't get a bird's eye view down into that base. I use this hill quite frequently. Gives me semi-clear view into Bellotto Airfield and the town of Bellotto itself. Not to mention, I can keep an eye on this little town just to my left, right here, nestled into this little valley. What really doesn't make sense to me is the amount of infected to be found in that small little township. The math don't make sense. The number of beds compared to the number of infected. However, they could have wandered from the city. These are the very same 3-set garages that I was at in Chapter 2. Ghost bullets. You vile creature, you better not have infected me. Now, which one of these apartments provide the best vantage down into that base? And since I'm right here, strike while the iron's hot. Well, it's not quite hot yet, but it will be. It can afford some material for a fire. Once we get up top, we'll light one. It might be a little chillier up there. Well, he lucked out. I can barely see the top of his base. Should have chose that building right over there. Might give a little bit more perspective down there. This one, however, no go. Alright, I'm just going to light my fire. And I can use that elevator shaft service entrance as a little bit of a shelter. I don't think I'll get my canopy buff, as the fire's outside, not in. Sure is quite a view from these buildings. However, without adequate protection, you leave yourself far too exposed from far too many angles. Literally, 360 degrees. If someone's out about 400 or 500 meters, your head is a target. Alright, I actually have to step away AFK for a few minutes, so I'm just going to poke myself into this shaft, sit down by the fire, and absorb its heat. Hopefully, no one's around watching. It takes me out with an easy headshot. As a result of my AFK, the server would restart, and I'd be bounced. Alright, it's been about an hour and a half maybe. The fireplace is gone. I would attribute that to the restart, but plenty of daylight left to get her done. I think what we're going to do is point our way towards Novi Sobor. And once we're there, we'll set sight for Radio Zenit. It's kind of a chill zone. Some say safe zone. I like to call it a neutral zone. There's a long row of garages coming up. I should like to check those out before I leave town. I think I'll grab those crisps I just picked up. And look who wanders into the background. Can't eat it here. Nasty creature. Alright, there's nothing I'm going to find in those garages that I can't find anywhere else. Just common construction and residential loot. Onward and forward. Just up the hill on the other side of this valley, there's a military checkpoint. I highly doubt that at this stage in the game I'm going to find anything there that I need. Maybe fresh back to Cherno, it'd be an opportune stop to maybe get a weapon, some ammo, and some decent gear. Aside from pants, there's not really much more that I want or need. That is, at the moment. Remember, at this point, I'm pretty much just exploring, looking for new locations, for potential bases to be built. I'm not going to select the first location that comes along. I'm going to be very picky and choosy. And if I must, I can always pen up my old base, keep it as a temporary storage as I continue my search. I'm not overly concerned with the loot left behind. Everything can be replaced or purchased, except for the C4. However, if one really wants it, it's not too hard to obtain. And for you keeners that are paying attention, you'll notice I've shifted my direction from east to a northeast direction. I'm heading straight up the Nadzino Valley, crossing over to Vishnoi, and up into Novi Sobor. And Sobor so good. Now I see a recurring theme throughout the chapters. My inventory, it's all over the place and it's really agitating me. So, I guess I'm gonna have to take a knee and sort through my shit. And what a treat it is for you OCD kids. I'm somewhat particular when it comes to my loot. First of all, I've got all these floating armaments. I don't want to get shot and die as a result of a lucky one. So we'll pack those away into the improvised case. We'll put our punch cards together. We'll collect all the food, put it into one bag. And by doing this, I'm freeing up space so I can move all of the magazines and or ammo into one spot, thus freeing up space for my individual tools, such as these keys, the matches, lighter, blah blah blah. All my medical stuff is no exception. I like to keep those in my pants. This is just my way of knowing exactly where everything is when I need it on the fly. And don't kid yourself for one bloody second just because other streamers and content creators don't show. Everyone does this. You do this. And if you don't do this, you're an individual that is perfectly comfortable in chaos. 100%. Now I'll free up some more space. I'll strip this 40 mag and repack my 60s. And now I'm road ready. Well, look at that. C4. It would serve me better if it was a tube of bologna. Now, what are we going to pay forward? I think we'll wrap up the Christmas tree lights. Off for a little snack, was ya? Well, I'll be taking that. Thank you. Very high in sodium. Not good for your blood pressure, young man. I'll take the bullet for you. Wouldn't that be interesting? If they put the metrics in a game such as this, where your diet contributes to the maintenance of your body and the condition and endurance. You are what you eat, as they say. I'll be the first one to admit, I'd be in no fighting condition after a straight 2 or 3 kilometer run like you can do in this game. I'd need at least a liter of water and a 20-25 minute nap, maybe a piss or two. Whoa, hold up. Chlorine tablets, we need them. You can't always get your water from a trusted source, so when in doubt, boil it or add a chlorine tablet. What do we have in this bag? Another kit, a jacket like mine. I should swap my boots out, but I need that sheath. And another free Nauticola. I'm telling you, the sugar intake in this run alone. Still having issues overheating. which is just going to drive hydration. Gonna have to run with the ghillie hood in my hand for a little while, ski mask in my bag. As I stated before, I'm pretty self-sufficient at the moment. I want and need for nothing. I'm geared to the teeth. But yet, like I said, I'm addicted to the loot. It's just a general curiosity of me. I need to know what's laying around, just in case I do need it. It's always good to know where to find stuff. Coming into NAVKTZARMAMSVNQT now. Again, like much other towns, not too much here. Overgrown, it has a PD, a water well, and a whole lot of infected. A moment ago I'm crying about the heat, and now I'm trying on scarves. Unreal. However, had that been green, probably would have dropped the ski mask for it. It just has that vagabond gypsy look to it. I like it. I'm definitely swapping out that belt for the hip pack. Reason being, yeah, I'm losing my sheath for my knife, but the hip pack gives me 6 slots. Using my knife in there, it's still 3 extra slots, and I can affix my canteen right to the hip pack. However, we will ignore the fact that it is color accessorized to my ensemble. Alright, I take leave, munching my nuts. Well, I stand corrected. There's something I don't have in my kit. A mushroom. No, I'm just kidding. That iodine. Desperately need that, just in case I do get infected. However, getting back to this mushroom, delicious. I highly recommend. I should have renamed this series Eating with Foxley. Have to do a little shift-a-rooney with the inventory, but we'll get her in there. Now, find you a home. You can go there, and my knife, well, I'm not telling you where I shoved that. Alright, let's get over to the cop shop. I highly doubt we're going to find anything in here we need other than some 9x19 for the CR75, the sidearm I have. Alright, a spin of faith and let gravity take control. Oof. Oh, that drove right up into my hips. More calcium is needed in my diet. Add powdered milk to the shopping list. Ah, presents for the peasants. Let's see what we have here. Well, I could definitely put use to that MK11. However, nary a round in her, and I don't have any ammo. Let's wrap up this ski mask for some lucky bugger. I just really like the feel of this gun, right down to the iron sights. Just a very easy gun to manage, especially with that built-in suppressor. Its only drawback, stopping power. It is a 22 caliber after all. But with 10 in the magazine, 1 in the chamber, you can put 11 holes in someone pretty quick. And if I had any rounds in this gun, 1 would be enough in the back of the head. Oh, look at here, copper. It wasn't me, see? I was nowhere near it. I was here. I was here all along. Don't believe me? Take that. Just one of the many characters' voices in my head. Nothing here of use. I think I'll leave the antennae for a gift. Shortbread, tree-shaped antennae. Ooh, car tent. Luxurious, spacious, and expensive. I might have to tuck this bad boy away. Can even take the opportunity to lighten my load, get rid of some of this food that I'm carrying. Way too much. There we go. Not the smartest place I could place it, but it'll do for now. I'm sure no one's going to go looking for it. Alright, fine. Die another day. See if I care. You know, sometimes you almost wish they'd start hammering the door down. Make things a little bit more exciting. I'll pick up that gas stove. I keep passing gas canisters, yet to see a pot. But if I can get the combo, I'm good to go. I hear an infected shuffling around outside, real close. Hey, this shed is for chilling. It's got a refrigerator in it. Definitely gonna have to go in and check my settings. My sensitivity is off. Feels a little sticky. I can sure tell you what, if my doctor could see all the pop I'm drinking, he'd rake me over the coals. Oh, but who cares? There's presents. Hey, a 12x scope and a scorpion. Don't need either one, so we'll rewrap it. It's funny how that box got a little bigger. Hey, a full bag of rice. Just like I said, there's food to be found, and if you're starving here in Conqueror Parish, it surely is a skill issue. Well, after that horrible display, I might as well give my gun away. He's wound tight. That right there, Zub Castle, exactly where we're headed. Just beyond that castle in the next valley over, Vishnoi. And above that, Novi Sobor. And Sobor, so good. Well, this location brings back a few memories. Lived here a time or two. A bear trap, a crossbow, and some leather padded gloves. My lucky day. I really don't have much use for this crossbow. But that bear trap, I can use that to dampen somebody else's day. That right down there is the town of Vishnoi. Zub Castle overlooks. That town does have a water well, a few houses, and a very large barn. It's a good location to pick up a vehicle. Speaking of which, there's a fresh cargo truck. You can usually find four-wheel drive here as well, the ADA. Other than that, you're going to find a mismatch of building supplies, food, clothing, and maybe a firearm. Usually good to pull a Mosin out of there. And here we are at the base of Zub Castle, and it doesn't look like it's inhabited, which is a surprise. It is a popular spot after all. Or maybe others are just starting to get more selective with their base locations and going incognito as well. I always found it a bit pointless to build a base out in the open or on a grand scale if you don't have the show of force to back it up. That right there is the town of Mogilevka. Another decent spot for building supplies, potential vehicles, and food. There's a couple little cabins down here, or cottages rather. I want to check those out before I head over to Vishnoi. Now that indeed is a great find. A medical kit in a protective case. I can even check my blood and see what I am. A positive. Oh well, I was hoping for a universal donor. Easy way to make some money, selling bags of blood. However, that is a hard market to break into. You have to have somewhat of a trustworthy reputation. And while I can, I might as well get rid of my grimy box for this brand spanking new one. One more house to clear and then off to Vishnoi. Covered a lot of ground in the last few chapters. We don't have farther to go. I think I'm going to skip Vishnoi altogether and just run straight up to Novi. Not far from Novi now. Just a kilometer or two up this trail. I do believe before I get there, there's the Nazda camps to look at. reached the point again where I'm overstocked. Can't pick up that duct tape. I'm gonna get rid of the C4. It's of no use to me at the moment. I'll just leave it right here for someone else to find. And wouldn't you know it, just as I push forward, the server decides that's the end of this chapter. I was really hoping to get these camps cleared and into Novi Sobor, but we'll do that tomorrow. Cheers.